Is the speaker's office up one more?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. You have a meeting?
No, I had a question just with their staff. But is his staff off limits too? The whole office?
So the back hall, yeah, is restricted. So,
is he on this floor or his third floor?
He's got multiple offices.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, this would be the level of the ground floor of the chambers. Yeah.
Yeah, but how do I get to the speaker's office though? Is it just off limits when?
Oh, yeah, you have to make an appointment. Sorry. Can't just allow.
How do I make an appointment if I can't go to the office?
I'm not too sure. We don't work in it.
But I can't. Okay, so I can't get to his office just while they're in session. Because I go there all the time. I can't remember if it's on the third or second floor though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm asking.
You're probably right. I only work in here.
Okay.
We only work in here during session, so I don't
Okay.
know the other side of it.
Let me see if it's the third floor then, because normally it's not cut off to me. Oh, third floor is the gallery. What is this? Oh, third floor is the gallery. This is the floor.
This is the second floor, which would be the floor of the house.
So how do you get the speaker staff then?
I'm not too sure. He probably has an office for the public where they can go in and make an appointment. I'm not too sure. I'm not.
Yeah, it's usually in here, I think. At least if I'm on the right floor. Let me go check the third floor because I think there's offices up there off to the side, right? Off to the side of the gallery.
There are a couple of offices up there.
Am I able to go up there?
I'll go.
Well, if I'm not supposed to, let me know. I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the speaker's office.
Do you mind if I see your ID?
For
Just to know who you are.
y'all know who I am.
I don't know who you are.
He knows who I am.
I'm just asking. Can I see your ID?
No, I don't want to give ID. I just want to go see the speaker.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you're not the first person this week that's tried to have a meeting with him.
Let me take it back. Not the speaker's staff.
Okay.
Not the speaker. I'm sorry. I just want to speak with the speaker's staff. I've come in several times. I've never had this.
Are you speaking
Maybe
about a bill?
about a bill. Yeah.
This session?
This session. Yeah.
What I can do is I can get with the staff and see.
How about if we do this?
If there's a different
There's
office.
an item that you want me to deliver to him. Can I have it? And can I deliver it to him?
Well, I have questions about I just wanted to speak to his legislative director. Is all I wanted to talk to about. I mean, I don't need you to speak to his legislative director. I need to speak to or a legislative aide, secretary. I mean, if there's another office I can go to, I just don't
I don't
understand.
know if there isn't an office, but right
Okay.
now they're in session.
Yeah.
So they're currently working.
Okay.
So for you to get a meeting with them, it's going to be
I don't
very
want the
difficult.
speaker. I don't want the speaker at all. Because I know that's impossible.
Person in the office that you
I think I do. It's in my bag, which is in down on E2. So let me see if I've got a phone number or something. Let me go. Wait, is the third floor restricted too?
technically the area is not restricted. This right here is restricted.
Okay, going through there is restricted.
If you want to go up in the gallery, I cannot prevent you from doing that.
Okay.
But there are two offices on either side. I'm walking up there right now to see if someone will speak with you, but I highly doubt it here.
I might just be on the wrong floor, so let me just go. If I'm allowed to go to the third floor, let me just go to the. I'm just trying to get to talk to someone in the staff.
You could go this way, I guess, but it's easier to go the other side to the gallery. If you want to go down.
Oh, so go through the gallery and then come out the other side?
Oh, you want to talk to someone up there? I think they're in the session. Yeah, you can go up there. Too.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally I'm able to go to the office. I thought I was just on the wrong floor.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay, all right. That was my only question. I'm not looking to go where I'm not supposed to go. That's why I'm not pushing anything. I just want to make sure I'm good. Okay. Yeah, I was like, normally I come up on the elevator, which is why this is all confusing to me. I guess I've never come up while they're in session. Yeah. Yeah, they can call me back. Shoot, this is like
So
this.
you know someone can find you.
Say again?
If somebody finds a meeting. it doesn't-
Oh, I know that. No, I'm not pushing anything. How you doing? Coming out? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the one. Hey, is an LD around or a legislator? Hey, is this the speaker's office?
Yes.
Oh.
This is the speaker's office.
Just an LD or somebody I can talk about a bill?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Take my head off here. How are y'all today? How are y'all today?
I'm good. How are you?
Tired. I keep going to the wrong floors. I was on the wrong side.
Yeah.
I went over there to the Senate side. I'm like, why does this look all different to me? Hi.
How are you?
Good. CJ Grisham with Open Carry, Texas.
Yes, sir.
I just had a question about, but you got like 5 minutes at most?
Is there something?
Okay, so Speaker Bonnen has, now that the session's over and this is pretty much dead, 357, I brought 357 here. I'm trying to find, because he's made several statements about this being a criminal carry bill, and I'm trying to find where that it says that.
So we don't actually have an LD. If you wouldn't mind, give me just a couple
Sure.
minutes and we'll get somebody.
Sure. I guess that's a House thing.
Yeah.
Does he have two offices, like a speaker office and then like a representative office?
No, this is just his.
So his constituents come here as well?
Yes.
Okay. I think I went to Greg Bonnen's office
Probably.
before.
Yeah, his brother. Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, all right. I knew that was, something weird about that.
Right. Yeah. Are those all of your gavels or?
No.
No. Are you here to speak with anybody?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do y'all have to follow me?
Well, whenever somebody asks for a meeting with a speaker, it's gonna.
And I'm not asking for a meeting with the speaker because I know they're in session. I really just, anybody that can talk to me about a bill.
Honestly, typically, they don't even do meetings like this up there. I'm allowing you a little bit of space here so that maybe we can work through this, but.
Yeah, it's
Typically,
rare
it's
that
not.
we have people come up unless if it's already planned or something and.
So how do people make meetings then if they don't come up and talk to you?
Usually you're gonna make a meeting with the reps. You're not gonna make it with
What if the
usually
speaker is your
your
rep?
staff.
If the speaker is your rep, we'll get an email and then we
And
can
that's-
have a scheduler go through that and she gets you with the right person.
We've got our coordinator up on way to speak with you.
Okay, thank you. Do you want me to wait out here?
Sure, you can wait out there to the seat wherever.
Okay, yeah, whatever's better for y'all. All right. I don't know.
There was a commissioner from a county that came and wanted to meet with him, and we had to decline him because he was in session and it just doesn't always work.
Yeah, I know he's got a scheduler if I want to meet with. Well, the reason I come in person is because it's very easy to delete an email or to hang up a phone. It's very difficult when you talk to people face to face to ignore you. And so I make the 2-hour drive so that I can meet. If I don't meet with them face to face, well, then they ignored me face to face. But
You gotta understand your legislative session, it's tough for people.
oh, and this is my 86th day coming up here, so I know. I've never tried to come up to this office during session, which is why I'm like, this is weird. This isn't. I've been up to the office before, but not during the session itself. Oh, it better not be Sarah. Is it Sarah? Oh, that looks like Representative Sarah Davis.
Did you get your shirt in?
I had it made just for today. I got fed up with the speaker lying about us and saying things that we have done and said, and basically crapping all over us. So I made sort of a parody shirt. There's only 3 in existence. Mine, my legislative director, and then I gave one to Pancho Nevarez. So. 3 troopers. Y'all know who I am, right? I mean, you know I'm not this threatening guy. You don't know who I am?
I don't know, maybe. How are you?
I'm CJ Grisham. I'm the president of Congress of Texas.
You got a card to me?
I do, yeah.
I'm good.
Can I have one too?
Yeah. It's got my, that's my cell phone, my email. I mean, most of the DPS troopers around here know who I am. I talk with Lieutenant Ashby all the time.
Does he know you're here today?
No, as a matter of fact, I haven't talked to him in a while. I should talk. Usually I text him and let him know I'm here. Just to say hi, because I like him. He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Might be a good idea.
I was gonna call him though, because I almost didn't get in today. They said as they were running my license to get in, they said we can't let you in because the system is down. And I was like, well, the fact that your system is down doesn't negate my rights. And now I've got 4 troopers.
He's just a popular guy.
What's that?
He's got 2.
So it's like 5? Well, that's okay. I'm a retired first sergeant, so I still outnumber you.
Well, I'm the former first sergeant.
okay. Then I guess now I'm outnumbered. Let's see, Ashby. I mean, what, are people afraid of me or something? Why do I get this special treatment? Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Supposed to be. Yes.
Hey, it doesn't even have to be a senior staff. It doesn't even have to be a senior staff, but just someone to talk about a bill. Just a question. How you doing, sir? I just had, as we're wrapping up, this is the last time coming to the Capitol. I'm sure y'all are happy about that. But I brought with me, because the speaker has obviously been saying a lot about those of us that have been pushing for constitutional carry. He's been saying a lot about the bill. And I have read and reread, I printed a copy out. He's calling it criminal carry. He's saying that felons will be able to carry, that, I mean, all this. So all I wanted was if someone, because I've read this, I'm not a super educated guy. I did go to Texas A&M. Where does it say that criminals can carry in here? Is my question. Because he's out there saying it left, right, and sideways. And that's one of the reasons he used to kill the bill. But I can't find anywhere in here that criminals are allowed to carry. I can find where it specifically says they can't. So do y'all know? Or
So there is a provision right now that if you're going to get a license to carry, you can't have a conviction of, what is it, Class B or Class A misdemeanor?
any class B or higher for 5 years.
That may be right.
That is right. For 5 years, if you have a conviction, it's 5 years from the end of your conviction or sentence.
Okay. And so that's not a prohibition. That would no longer be a prohibition under this law.
But they're not criminals once they, I mean, so as you suggested, I mean, then technically under this law, even criminals can carry with a license. If that's the definition you're using, is a conviction, because this doesn't change that. This says prohibited person. So even on this bill, you know, last session we had HB 1911. And 1911 was essentially this bill, except that it tied unlicensed carry to the provisions of the licensing carry. So in other words, if you had a Class B misdemeanor, you could carry without a license, but not for 5 years. The only thing this one does is it ties it to if you just can't be a prohibited person.
Right.
So let's even if we assume that we're on that other language that ties it to the license carry, because now you're saying, well, the current license says you can't, but you can. I got a Class B misdemeanor 6 years ago. I've got a license. So is our licensing process criminal carry too? Or because this bill doesn't do anything different than that. It just changed the timeline. So once if you're not a prohibited person, for example, if I get a Class B misdemeanor for graffiti, which is a Class B misdemeanor, I lose my rights. That's all this bill does is changes that to if I'm a felon, I can't carry. If I've been involuntarily committed, I can't carry. If I've been involved in domestic violence, I can't carry. But all these other little things, once I've served my time, I get my rights back.
which is the way it is in 36 states. So that's not criminal carry, what you're talking about. What you're talking about, you're saying that once someone's got a conviction, under this bill they can carry. Well, that's no different than the current law.
I think it is different than current law.
No, it's exactly the same. The only difference in this bill and current law, besides the license, is the time frame. It's the 5 years. It's the 5 year time frame.
So it is different than current law.
But it's not criminal carry. I'm asking about criminal carry. That's what he's out there talking about.
Well, I think I've also seen a lot of mischaracterization and confusion because most of the comments he has made in that regard have been in response to a Facebook post I saw by Lone Star Gun Rights that was.
And I'm not with Lone Star.
It's that's fair enough. I'm just saying there were a lot of supporters on that Facebook page that were in support of felons carrying, and so.
I'm actually in support of felons carrying,
Yes,
but that's
we know.
not what I'm pushing for. That's not what.
Right.
That's not what this bill does.
I'm speaking to his comments and the mischaracterization of his comments because I would go back and look, but I believe they were made in response to the post that referred to felons carrying and supporting felons carrying. It's actually
Oh,
something
then he
he
said
put on
this bill.
Facebook
He
page.
specifically said HB
I'd have to go
357
back
was
and
criminal
look.
carry bill.
I'd have to go look because I know when you made those comments
Unless the
in response to
media
that
just quoted
Facebook
it.
page, they were immediately skewered by
No,
people.
he said it during an interview with. He said it on a television interview with. We showed it on our page, but he said it again and it had nothing to do with Facebook pages. He was talking about the bill.
Okay.
That this bill would allow criminals to carry, and that's what I'm trying to find out. Where is he getting that information that this bill allows criminals to carry? Because it doesn't. Now, it doesn't allow convicted criminals any more able to carry than it does today.
That's not correct.
But it is correct. I've got a Class B misdemeanor,
Yes, sir.
and I can carry it.
Yes, sir.
Under this bill, I can have a Class B misdemeanor, and I can carry it.
Yes, sir. There's a timeline difference that you already said.
That's not criminal carry. All we're doing is changing the
You
timeline.
said there was no difference between what the law is today.
I'm talking about about who can carry the firearm. If we wanted to, okay, I admit there's a timeline difference. Got it. How is that criminal carry? What makes me a criminal today instead of 5 years from now being able to carry?
So you think that the state ought to lengthen that time period out?
I don't think the time period should be there. I think that we are the only state besides California that takes non-violent, non-gun related Class A and B misdemeanors and says you no longer have the right to carry because you littered more than 5 pounds on county property. You no longer have the right to carry because you own more than 6 dildos, which is a state felony. That's what I'm talking about. That's all this, what this bill does is it ties it to the current prohibitions. If I were a felon, if I were a drug abuser or addicted to drugs or alcohol, if I was mentally ill, I'd been incapacitated, committed, involuntarily committed. In other words, I couldn't go and buy a gun legally. This bill says you can't carry it either, which is current law. But we're arguing time frames. All this does is change the time frame, but it doesn't change who can carry at all. It just changes when they can carry. And I mean, heck, if that was his only objection, we would have been, okay, make it 5 years then. Hell, that's what we tried to get last time. But we didn't. So, I mean, if it's a time frame thing, we could have argued that. But he's saying that this bill allows criminals to carry, and it doesn't. If you're a prohibited person, you can't carry under this bill, and it specifically says so right here. A person who is not prohibited from possessing a firearm under Texas law, section 4604, and they must be at least 21 years of age. And like I said, our law is the second most strict in the entire country as it relates to its provisions for our licensing, behind only California. Now, that said, I'm an honest guy. We're also a shall issue state, and there are may issue states. So they might have easier laws, but it's probably harder to get a license just because they're may issue. So I'm playing semantics with that, but
I
I'm
don't,
talking
I don't,
specific
I don't
requirements.
handle policy, y'all, so I
Yeah.
don't forget my ignorance. Does that bill also take away some of the training and education requirements to
It-
carry? Because
there-
I think you're maybe focusing on one particular issue.
Oh,
and
there's-
I've heard him list a number of concerns, along with obviously, there wasn't support in the legislature. There was certainly no support in the Senate. They didn't.
We
file
also
a
didn't
bill.
fight, that's because we didn't fight for a Senate sponsor this year. We intentionally did not even look for a Senate sponsor. Now, that doesn't mean that they couldn't have just on their own gone in, but we're the ones that fought for the sponsors on this. We got the Senate sponsor the last 2 sessions. We decided this session to only fight for one bill, so that's why there's no Senate sponsor.
I just
Now,
wanted to,
training-
I didn't want you to be mistaken and focus on one issue when there were multiple concerns that
I'm
have been
just
expressed by
focused-
him and the legislature.
And I'm just focused on the blatant, I'll say lie, but that's a very hard word, mischaracterization of House Bill 357, saying that it's a criminal carry. I'm not even going to talk about being called a caveman and living in neighborhoods, and that's why I support this bill. I'm talking about when he said that this bill would allow criminals to carry. And I'm trying to find that. That's all I want to do is find where it's at.
And that's what we're here for, take that back to.
What it also
We will
does,
do that.
now what it also does do is it does make it to where you don't have to go through the DPS class to get that training.
Right.
But that training isn't training. And do you have your LTC?
I'm not even gonna go down
Okay,
there.
that's not even- that's not
I
even
can't
training.
speak to that,
Yeah,
but I
but
think there are folks that would.
We have,
disagree
well,
with that, so.
we have, well, I can tell you as a trainer, it's not training. All it is it talks about the law, and it doesn't teach me to be a better shot. I can literally be blind and pass the license to carry course.
Gotcha.
Literally.
Okay.
But in states where, and if the speaker wants these stats, we can send it to them as well. In states where people have made, keep in mind, there are 36 states you don't have to have a license to carry. We're one of only 14. Now, this would make us one of 16, which have constitutional carry. The other 20 states are unlicensed open carry, but you have to have a license to conceal carry. But there's 36 total that I don't have to ask you guys for permission to exercise my rights. And in states where they've gone to constitutional carry, the level of training that people seek actually goes up, and it's a better quality because now instead of paying $60 to some guy to tell me the law that I can read on opencarrytexas.org, if I want to know what the law is about this, I get calls every day. Hey, can I do this? Can I do that? Instead of doing that, they're actually going out and getting actual shooter response training. They're actually getting quick draw training. They're actually getting safety training on how to correctly handle your firearm, how to load it quickly, how to respond to an incident, when to shoot, don't shoot scenarios, things like that. So the training that they're getting is more, but instead of spending $60 on a state mandated course that doesn't do anything other than check a block that the legislature gave them, they're actually getting practical training. And that's what's happening in these other states since 2010 that have gone to constitutional carry, because I would much rather give my money to a guy that's going to teach me how not to die than a guy that's going to read from a book, which is what almost all LTC instructors do, because our time is limited and DPS regulates exactly what we can and cannot talk about. We can't even deviate from script to go deeper into an issue. We have to stay on that. So yes, you're right. It does make that training voluntary or mandatory, but what the other states have done is shown that those people go out and voluntarily do that training without the mandate. So they're actually better trained. And it hasn't been an issue. We don't have people running around acting like Rambo and shooting in the streets and all that kind of stuff. But,
Gotcha.
so you're saying that the timeline was the criminal carry issue, is what you're saying is what he was referring to, was he was talking about the timeline?
So, I don't know, I was just told that you wanted to meet with us, so I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I haven't read all this, I haven't read it in the last few weeks. And I'm
We've been
kind of
downstairs
opening my
working on
eyes
school
and-
finance report, to be honest with you, so we wanted to run up here and visit with you, but we do have to.
Well, I
that's-
appreciate it.
we've got
This is
somebody
like my
calling.
6th visit, so and including emails that I tried to get somebody to sit and talk to me about this bill before it was too late. Now that it's too late, I figure someone might come talk to me, and I guess that's what happened. But
Appreciate you being up here today.
all right,
Thank you,
y'all.
sir.
Take care. God bless you. Thanks for your time. I appreciate your hand. I don't want to be rude or anything.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Good.
We are good. Make sure I didn't. Where's my other phone? It's in my back pocket. All right, I get my escort down. Take care.
Take